afternoon, everybody. My name's Tony Cardenas, and this is the Carmel Social Media Podcast. And today, I'm going to introduce Greg Cooper with Compass Real Estate, Carmel, Indiana, Shelly Walters with EXP Realty in Carmel, and Kyle Morris with FC Tucker. And we're going to talk about what's happening in our real estate market in our community and touching on all of Hamilton County and Indy North. Greg, what's going on in the market today?
You know, I think that one of the things that we were talking about here as we got ready to record today was almost the best opportunity for many consumers right now, despite its frustration, despite its mess and its confusion, is building a new house. Because most of the time, at some point in the process, you're going to get some certainty. Buying a resale home right now, I don't even know how much certainty you get ever until you move in the house. And by the way, 8, 9, 10 houses, how many you have to bid on before you actually get one, especially if you're in the most affordable price points? Kyle, what are you seeing?
So, I mean, we just wrote an offer yesterday, and literally just even do it, you're basically 20K over list, depending on the price point, right? And then as you go up, 500,000, you're looking at 25. Like, not that there's a set number. And even then, it's a shot in the dark, quite honestly. So to your point, I tell my clients the only way you're going to know what you're going to pay for a house straight out the gate is basically if it's new construction, right? Because otherwise, you may put your best foot forward and you get stomped by 5 other people, right? And it gets emotionally draining.
Yeah, and I think too, what the situation has been, and just the past week, we've done offers where the house received, one was 15 offers, one received 19, and one received 35 offers. So
Really?
we're back to some high amount of offers coming in.
There's a desperation level because mortgage rates are going up.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of a rats off the ship type of a thing right now, where rates are getting higher. People are trying to buy and lock in. They realize we've been shrieking about this stuff for 6 months, how the rates were going to get higher because the inflation was there. Now it's happening. And so buyers are getting more and more desperate. The offers are getting higher. The uncertainty is also getting higher because people are going to have to cover appraisal gaps. I mean, we've been through this all so often and so frequent for the last year that these problems are multiplying and they're getting more intense. This is not going to be easier than last year.
Right.
This is going to be harder than last year.
Let me ask you a question, Kyle. You were talking about one of your builders. What did they tell you yesterday or the day before?
Right. So you generally out in Hancock County, I just made a phone call. I said, what do you have available new construction wise? Around 350, 385, right? This is the price point my client was looking at. And they literally said, I've got a 1,900 square foot ranch. And that's in Hancock County. That's not even in Hamilton County, right? So to see those values out there, it's just trickling everywhere around the greater metro area.
But here's the question I have for you guys. Buying new construction right now, some of the builders, it's all over the news in the real estate media world that some of these home builders can't get the projects that they have right now finished for the people to move in. So what's the next step, Greg? What do we do?
We're just going to have a lot of chaos is what it's going to be. And look, we talk about the different parts of this process. Consumers are going to have to have huge patience going through this. I still think building is probably a better opportunity. Now, build 20% on your price point, build 15% on your goal. And that's going to be a lot. But at least you'll have some level of certainty thinking, look, if the price goes up during the process, and that is happening right now, as we all know, as Kyle and Shelly and I have dealt with, these prices are going up during the building process. We can't emphasize that enough. That's a better option than the emotional wear and tear that trying to buy a resale home is taking right now. Would you guys agree?
Well, with the 35 offers on that one house, there's 34 buyers back at it again.
Well, that's exactly right, Shelly.
And most of them didn't get an offer as to why or a reason as to why they failed.
And on top of that, they overextended themselves on this crazy offer that you wouldn't have to, like any other time in history, wouldn't have to offer it. And it's not even close. You come in like 10.
Right? And then the appraisal comes back and they're bringing $40,000, $50,000 because the appraisal didn't come in, and they're offering even more money that they just got told the house was not worth that. And unfortunately, if they don't, the next person
they don't
will.
have a house, right?
So here's the thing. That's a resale phenomenon that you guys have demonstrated super clear here. But there's another element of this to the new construction I think is really important. That is, even if you're paying a premium for new construction, and you are, and even if your price goes up during the process,
I know where you're going with this one.
No, wait. When you sell the house in 3, 5, 7 years, you have a newer home. You haven't gone to go in and redo the bathrooms and the kitchen and the furnace and the air. You have a newer home that you can market and sell when the time comes in your life when you want to move up. With resale homes, you're going to be doing a whole bunch of rehabbing and updating and all of, unless it's all been done for you. And frankly, right now, people are putting stuff on the market that it's a mess. Yeah. And you're still being forced to buy.
Things you would never have gotten away with 3 years ago.
Let me touch on something real quick. If you guys get a buyer today and the house is not perfect, inside, are you setting them up with people that are coming in, you're telling them to paint. Do they have to paint the room? Do they have to clean up the kitchen? Do they have to put a new floor in? Or are you just saying, hey, let's get the house cleaned up, let's sell it as it is? What's the market on this, Greg?
Spiffed and sell. Spiff it up, make it clean, make it smell good, make it look pretty, and sell it. Don't be doing anything. Don't spend money you don't have to.
Yeah, well, I've always said, if you paint, what's the color going to be? Is it going to be the color the buyers want anyway? If they're going to end up buying,
right,
and then doing their own painting, but it does need to be clean. I'm still not going to put a house on the market out there that is not represented as a house that's.
Do you ever
ready
see
to
that
be
anymore? I
purchased.
mean, are other agents putting
Yes.
a $350,000 home or a $400,000 home that looks like hell inside?
I don't really want to put a house on the market that smells like Uncle Walt's 2-day-old laundry.
Right.
And you know what? That's going down right now. I just can't. He's, it's like he had somebody's come and stayed for the holidays and he left all his dirty laundry behind. And that's the house that just came up for sale. And I got to figure out, no, clean it up, guys, just at the very least.
It does matter. And not just that, it's a professionalism that we have to provide for our clients. Like I go out there mainly because this, as a newer agent, this market isn't going to exist forever. And for me, like, it's part of setting the tone for me as a professional, as a business, right? So to your point, like, there still is basics you have to do, right? To the painting.
Of course.
I don't know, like, you could pick bad, but it's got to be better than that yellow, right? That you got the yellow or the orange from, like,
but that's what I mean. Yeah.
early
So
2000s.
it's not just to paint it for the fun of it, but certain things have to be done. Flooring still, people have some really bad carpet out there. And I think it just doesn't make you feel well. And when you're walking into a house and it feels dirty. And on top of that, we're trying to get as much money as we can for this house. And you may leave a lot of money on the table still today if you don't get that house.
That comes with emotion and warmth and that connection. That's why people overpay.
Let me touch on you just said, you had 35 offers, for example, on a home, and only one person got that home. You got 34 new buyers. Where are you hearing from the other real estate agents? Do they call you back and say, do you have anything that's coming up? What's the connection there so you can possibly get one of those 34 buyers into a home? You got 34 left.
Well, I do try to help. So, like, if I'm in a neighborhood and we've just listed a house and it just sold, if, like, right now, we literally just got ready to put a new one went on the market today, and we reached out to all the other agents who lost the deal on the other one we just sold and said, here's the new one on the market. That's what we can do. But we, 3 or 4 years ago, we would always say, hey, I have 123 Main Street coming on the market. Would you like to see it? Maybe we can sell it before it hits the market. Nobody's doing that today. They want to hit the market and have, exposure.
Okay, Shelly, let's touch on the stats for Carmel, Westfield, Fishers, and Noblesville. What do we got in Carmel last week?
So in the past 7 days, there were 2 new builds that were put up there and 10 active. So 8 were resale, 2 were 2 new builds. And I know in the past we've talked about how many of those are out there. That doesn't mean that house is done. It means you can go buy this lot and get ready to start
and move
building.
in next spring.
Yeah.
Not this spring. Next spring.
Okay.
And that's the base price.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about Westfield. What's the stats on Westfield?
So they had 9 new actives. Currently have new builds or 5. I'm sorry. There's 9 resale, 5 new builds. So they had a total of 14 hit last week. So they're, Westfield does have more new builds going on than Carmel.
What do we got, Kyle? Let's talk about Fishers listings and Noblesville.
So the past 7 days for Fishers has a little bit more. It actually has the most of all of them that we've gone through. We had 16 that went on the market, all in the price point from basically $250 to $900. Right?
Okay. And then what we got in Noblesville?
Noblesville was 15 new homes on the market, but the price point was a little bit lower. So 120, which is really nice to see because it's really hard to even find anything at that price point anymore.
It's like a Quonset hut in a garage.
Right.
Yeah. And are you
hold on. What's a Quonset?
I think it was
It's a mini barn from 1955. Okay, that's what it's an old mini barn is what it is. Tony, come on now.
Well,
we're gonna have to work with him. Yeah, we're gonna have to work with him.
No.
But on the high end, it was 525, right?
Okay.
So 120 to 525 in Noblesville, but both.
Okay.
I mean, you had 16 in Fishers, 15 in Noblesville.
Well,
much higher than you.
Let's touch on the last podcast that we did with Greg Cooper here. And Shelly, we did not do anything about the chocolate milk.
No, see, we told everybody kindly to pay attention to this podcast because it was going to be much better than the last one.
But we had weather conditions.
We were going to have adult beverages before we recorded, and we did not do that. So, and as we record this, it is close to the weekend, but you're just going to have to take us as a sober group that we are this time. But we'll work on that for the next time.
Okay.
So ultimately, we're gonna revisit all this again very soon, and we're going to talk about the trends that we're going forward. Next time, we're going to talk about a lot of mortgage rate information because it's changing quickly right now. It certainly is. So, hey guys, we're sponsored this time by the great folks at PRMG Mortgage in Carmel. Call our good friend Greg Evans And he's a good dude. Call Greg anytime, 317-376-8001. And we're also brought to you in part by Club Tony Entertainment. So we'll see you next time. Hey, Kyle, where can they find you at?
You can reach out to me, 317-649-5122. I answer all the time, unfortunately.
Okay, Shelly?
You can reach me on my cell phone anytime, 317-201-2601.
And you can find me anytime between midnight and 6 a.m. at 317-441-7166.
Wait a minute, Greg Cooper. I thought you said they could text.
They can call or text anything.
Okay.
Anything they like. It's fine.
All right.
Sponsored by PRMG Mortgage, Carmel, Indiana. Give us a call at 317-376-8001.
Have a great day.